Okay, now that we have our metallic cylindrical rod surface scanned and extracted with the 3D imaging sensor and pulled into the Cimtec 3D software right here, which we did with a point cloud capture over here. Now we're looking at this 16-bit grayscale full 3D cloud image point cloud that we're looking at right here. And we can even toggle this button to go to pseudo color, as it's called, which is more that thermal kind of topographical representation of the 3D surface, and we start to see here some of these chips and defects in the surface. Okay, so if we go back to the regular grayscale image, when I roll over it with my cursor, I see the raw X, Y, and grayscale information that's in this 16-bit image that correlates to the real-world X, Y, and Z millimeter readings over here. So to analyze our defects, first we need to find this surface and align it in a nice straight rectangular buffer over here with our surface that we're going to inspect in the yellow box here. Then we're going to pre-process the image, and as I go over to the adjusted results buffer, we now see these start to become apparent again like we saw in the pseudo color image, but now this is in the true image of inspection. And what we're doing here behind the scenes when we hit pre-process is evaluating all of the pixels statistically, calculating a nominal surface and throwing out outlier points and data, and we get this self-referential perfect surface. So with that we can subtract the original surface from it, and we get this model that creates an image to locate and measure the defects. So the next step, now that we've got our surface and we've done the pre-processing, we can go and hit inspect. And now if I go look at the results, we see outlined in these boxes and tagged with an index number the defects on the surface. And it shows here that we found 4 defects. So these 4 defects are highlighted here in the software. And back here in the settings, what we've got is settings that we use, like the morphology and other things that helped with the pre-processing and were our settings for doing that step. And then we've also got some settings for that inspect button that found the defects. So the last thing we need to do is get our data out of the software. So we go hit Save Defects, and I'll save it into a folder and call this the rod demo. And now that I've saved the results there, I go and look and I see that I can store my full image with the defects highlighted and look at the corresponding data here in Excel with this CSV file, which has the indexed errors that are highlighted in the image along with their X and Y position, area, bounding box information, and we can also add other size features like volume, spread, elongation, any of the features that are important to you in doing your surface inspection. So overall, that is the Cimtec 3D surface inspection, whether it be a flat surface or a rod surface that we unravel into a flat surface by rolling it under the 3D sensor. We can customize this to hide some of these settings and just have a runtime GUI like this where your operator simply hits play to start scanning it, and the defects can just be automatically saved to a CSV file or images archived. So whatever you need done for your application, please contact a Cimtec representative and we'd be happy to show you the 3D sensor and our Cimtec 3D software.